Now before we begin, let me give you a rundown of the tools. So the first tool is the draw tool, the second one is fill, the third one allows you to select the color, the fourth one allows you to import an image to use as a guide or a background to help you draw your pancake. The last one is a select tool, and that'll allow you to modify your shapes. So before we begin, we want to select the color. Now the darker color means the batter will be printed first, allowing it to cook longer and give you the darker shade. What I recommend is to always use the darkest color to trace your outlines first. Now, having selected that darker color and selecting the draw tool, let's go ahead and draw a few shapes. There are two different ways you can go about drawing. The first way is by freehanding, which means hold the left mouse button down and then just move the mouse around to get the shape that you like. As you come closer to the starting point, you'll see a green circle. When you release the mouse button, that'll close this path up, allowing it to be filled later on. The other way you can go about it is by clicking the mouse button once, then you'll see this line here, and then you can just use the mouse button and click it as you please to create a series of connected lines. Same thing here. When you get to the end, you can just close the path. Now, the fill tool will allow you to fill closed paths. So let's go ahead and select a different color, let's say this one, to fill in this particular object here. So I'll just go ahead and click it once, and it'll fill it in. This particular object, I want to do it maybe a lighter color, and there we go, it'll automatically fill it in for you. So let's go ahead and delete these for now, and then let's show you the next tool and we'll go ahead and create some other objects. Okay, let's say you want to draw a simple polygon or a shape how you wish. Let's just go with that for now. And you want to say edit it. It wasn't exactly to your standard, but you want to edit it. If you click the select tool here, what you can do is, I'm just hovering over these lines. You can basically, once you click, you can create new nodes, which will allow you to make some changes. So let's say we want halfway between these two, we want to bring it down. The other way is like, okay, well I want this shape to be a little bit larger. So by clicking and dragging the corners, you can expand the shape. And in the middle here, you could rotate the shape to how you wish. Notice how it gets cut off down here. This line here is the safe zone. So basically you want to keep your design within the parameters of this rectangle. So let's just modify this shape a little bit more. This node, we want to move it up a little bit. So you've got the freedom to do it how you wish, and then if you want to fill it, you can fill it. Now let's go ahead and delete these two objects. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a pancake using an image. So let's import one, and for argument's sake, let's create a monkey face. So first of all, once you click on this image and you import the image that you like, you can move it around. You can rotate it how you wish. Let's just go from here. Once you click on the draw tool, the image in the background becomes locked, so you won't accidentally move it or anything like that. If you do want to change it, click back on the image tool and you can modify it again. So now before we begin, again, as I mentioned before, you want to draw the outlines first using the darkest color. To make it efficient, I highly suggest that when tracing around an object, you do it as continuous as possible to give you the smoothest outcome. Now in this case, I'm actually just going to use the line tool to go around just to make it a bit easier. I could do it freehand, but I like doing it this way. I think it's quicker and you get a smoother, more accurate finish unless you're using like a pen tool. So let's just go ahead. We'll go click through here. So again, just tracing the outlines first. Almost there. And then we'll get closed, and then now that shape is closed off. The next part I want to do is maybe the nose. And the eyes. Now let's say you make a mistake and you come out here and you're like, oh, I need to close it off or delete it. If you hit the escape key, that'll cancel your line. You can draw again and continue on. And then if you're still not happy, you can use the select tool, select the line, delete it, and then just redraw it. So let's go ahead and redraw this eye. There we go, so I've got the shape. Let's do the mouth really quick. Close it off. There we go. And then now let's do the head. There we go. Now, once I've come to join another one, if I want to just cancel that, all I do is hit the escape key and that'll cancel it. So let's go ahead and do the ears. Then hit escape. I could freehand it. Let's just do, for argument's sake, freehand this one. My hand's not very steady. Okay, so I've freehanded that one. Now, what we want to do is fill in the dark areas. So what I'm going to do is fill in the nose, the eyes, and the mouth. Okay, you got to make sure basically the corner where you're filling, you just got to make sure you get it in there. Now, it doesn't look that accurate on here, but when you actually print, it'll give you much better result as the batter flows to the sides. Now, let's fill in the face. I want a lighter shade for the face, so let's go with this one. There we go. And then for the ears, I want a lighter shade. And again, for the, actually, let's go this color for the middle, and let's go, there we go. So now we've got our monkey all drawn up. What you can do is if you want to, you can select that tool, delete that background image, and there you go. So that's basically your monkey ready to be exported and printed. So what you want to do, you can save your project. So if you save your project, you can open it up again and edit it. If you want to print it, you export it for printing, and that'll save it in the particular format, which is called a G-code. And once you export it, you'll save it onto an SD card. Put that SD card into the printer and print it. So let's export this and call this one monkey face. Save it on desktop. Save. And there we go.